Last episode I said I was going to make our village more alive, and what I did was I went ahead and chopped down these dark oak trees and oak trees here, and I've also went ahead and get some spruce logs because I want to do something that will remind me of Season 2. I think those who have seen Season 2 might get what I'm going to do. And I didn't record a time lapse here because this took a while to get. Having no tree farms and using only one axe at a time, going back and forth to the end, sucks. And if you guys just want the short answer of how it all happened, well, just take a look at this. Now, also with chopping down a ton of trees, I did a little terraforming. Here, as you can tell, this is my first attempt at making something look somewhat like a ledge, and I think I did pretty decently. I mean, let's just come all the way back here onto this house. Yeah, it looks pretty decent. I don't know exactly what to do with these edges, so I went and tried to make it look as vanilla as possible while also adding this really cool looking thing. But I've got to say, it looks decent enough, and this is where we're going to have that tree that I said from before. Here's all the dark oak logs. Here's all the oak leaves and all that. This took forever to get, and then we also got these spruce logs. And I was taking forever to mine these, and I didn't realize that Frey had a whole shop of logs. And I feel like 3 shulkers of spruce logs is not going to be enough to make a wall around this area. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of my diamonds and just buy out Frey's stock entirely. For some reason, every time I want to go buy something, I always forget where the shop is. And Stardew Alley is probably the most notorious place for that to happen. There it is. Oh my gosh, it's hidden over here. But I will say, this place does look beautiful. And if I'm correct, that's the tree. Yeah, there it is. There's a tree shop. Come on. Goodbye. Okay. Ooh, spider head. Okay, it looks like there are 2 shulkers worth of logs. And I think all of us know that even with 5 shulker boxes of spruce logs, this is definitely not going to be enough to make a wall around. Excuse me, this is definitely not going to be enough to make a whole wall around our base. So, Alpha, you may ask, what are we going to be doing for this episode? And also, why are you still in the noir outfit? Yeah, I kind of forgot to take this off last episode, but I don't know exactly how to get my color back. When I did it last time, I shook off all the color of my skin, and I don't think I know a way of putting it back. Actually, I think I do. Hold on. Let's go ahead and try to get as much red dye as possible. Let's see. Here we go. Enough for my tie and my hat. And we also need some yellow to add that nice rim around my fedora. Here we are. Let's just take just 2. I think that'll be good enough. And what we need to do is we need to crush these up into lovely dye. And then let's see. Let's quickly make ourselves a cauldron. Actually, no, I have a better idea. Let's go back to the wizard's place. Let's go back to Binny's area with the weird cauldron area that we got our eyes stuff. And let's see if this is going to work. You know, it's been a while since I've last visited the wizard's base. Purely for the fact that I haven't really been doing much there at all. I don't know if there's been any new additions since our last visit. And by the looks of it, I don't think so, although this looks like something to be in the works. I do like that gradient pattern, but I don't want to stall for too long because we got a lot of things to do for this episode. So, let's see, where was that cauldron area? Okay, here it is. I forgot my head was there. Looks like no one's noticed that I've been here before. So let's see, let's just put the water here, and I think we'll just throw all the dye in, just like so. I accidentally picked it up. Let's throw it in, but this time let's not accidentally walk into it. Now, I guess we should just take this spoon and start mixing up the concoction. And now, all we gotta do is just dip ourselves inside of it. Hopefully this works. I mean, last time we did this, I had red eyes, but two eyes is better than one. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, did it work? And oh, look at that. It worked. Apparently my tie was black this entire time. I'm not going to complain. I mean, if it's this is my original skin, so I'm not going to complain at all. So, looks like that worked. I guess we should just go back to our base. Okay, now that we got our skin back to normal, we got a few things on our plate to work with. So, first things first, we gotta actually finish decorating our house. I mean, this is our starter house after all, and even though I've made this really late in this starter type of house, especially with the other ones next to it, let's just go ahead and start decorating. Now, I did not plan any of this beforehand, even though I was planning for, you know, the trees and literally everything else but the interior for this house. So we're going to be freestyling this, and hopefully I have enough blocks to... Okay, here to another chest monster. Let's go. Okay, so let's go ahead and replace this grass floor with oak planks. Okay, there we go. Oh, I forgot the doors. Let's just do that really quickly. There we go. Now, let's just go ahead and quickly get rid of these dirt blocks. Fill them back in with... Fill them back in with oak planks. Now, I guess we just make the second floor using these oak slabs that I just crafted. Now we go ahead and commit reverse breaking and entering and go down and craft some stairs because I forgot to make them beforehand. Now that I destroyed a hole into the second floor, now we can go ahead and try to figure out how to make a cool staircase. I was thinking we were going to do this weird L-shaped type thing. I don't know, let's try it. So I want to make sure that the flat area is right here. So now with that in mind, actually, yeah, that looks pretty decent. That looks pretty good for a staircase distance that we just close this in. Then what we're going to do is continue going up like so. And then make this part also covered up. Yes, okay. Okay, so we now have this opening. I don't know how to make this look good. Thankfully, we have these spruce fences, so we might as well just do this as the railing. And now, there's an intruder. Now with the intruder gone, there is a second intruder. Now with the second intruder gone, now we can just go ahead and I guess put these slabs here, and then the fences here. After then converting this later into blanks, I think this looks slightly better. Still looks terrible. So I'm gonna do a pro move, and I'm just gonna make this less horrendous by making it actually safer with railings. And yeah, I'm out of ideas on what to do next. Honestly, I did this is probably as best as I can to really do an interior. I know I said that I was gonna, you know, do a whole interior, maybe just like the first floor or something, and here I am with basically nothing. I think that's fine. I mean, even with this it's not even interior at all. I mean, it's just chest and bed. But I don't want to spend too much time on this because right now I've been recording for 51 minutes, and 51 minutes is a bit too long to really continue on an episode, so we gotta really start moving on and start working on all these beautiful trees. So let's just work on the two smaller trees that I had planned previously, and I want to see if I can, you know, try to do it freestyle. I mean, I do have a schematic. It's placed here and I believe over there. But of course, when you're trying to make a tree using a schematic, it's going to be really difficult to try and get that perfect feel. Plus, it's going to be really annoying to put all the leaves in place. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to have the schematic up, but I'm gonna have it only for the tree bark. And then once we get onto the leaves, we're gonna try just to somehow freestyle that. This is going to be my first time making trees, so I'm not gonna like this at all. Or maybe I will, who knows? Maybe it might be a new favorite thing to do while terraforming. Let's just begin the time lapse in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I'm going to say it now. I hate building trees. They're so annoying to make. I mean, okay, first of all, the trunk, okay, it's pretty basic to make. You just go, have, you know, a little stump, stump. Then you go up, then you make branches out, and then the leaves are probably the worst thing that I have to do, because not only does the schematic not really work in this case, we're trying to get the right shape for it. Oh, I hate every single second of it. But hey, it actually turned out pretty decent for the first time I've done this in survival. And the second time I've actually had to do a custom tree. Not bad. I actually will say it's not the worst thing I've ever made. I mean, I think this one's my favorite tree. Looks the most full, although I think there is lacking a bit of air from back there. I think it's fine. But we still need to do one more tree, and it's right here. We have a pretty big area here. The tree is going to be spot in the middle, and if you go all the way back here, this is going to be a good focal point. Although it's not as big as I wanted it to be, it's good enough. I'll say that it'll fit at least the base and the whole vibe of it. We're probably going to add a few benches here and there, but I have to do this again, but on a bigger scale. I actually like this tree more. I can't show you the schematic of it. That would be kind of a spoiler, but I like this tree more than the other 3 that I've made. This one will be much better. Hopefully. Alright, let's go back to another time lapse in 3, 2, 1. Here we go! All the boys hate building trees, honestly. This was even more painful to build. Sorry that I just moved my microphone. This was even more painful to build because not only did I have to build a bigger version of this tree, but I don't know if you guys can tell. Oh, it's really hard to tell. But I used 2 different leaf types, dark oak and normal oak, to make this tree. And if we go all the way back here, actually it looks pretty decent. If anything, it just looks like I took a dark oak sapling and I just bone mealed so hard it didn't become a tree. It just became a bigger sapling. I actually want to show you guys the process of me trying to figure out how to build this tree because it took a while. It took a very long while for me to figure out how to make this. So I kind of want to show to you guys what it looks like. I don't have any plans for a transition, so let's just crossfade it because yeah. So this was my whole area of tree working. I watched a video from Gemini today, really good video, helped me with the smaller tree. Then I've also watched a nice world edit tutorial, which I'm gonna be honest, doesn't really help that much, although it does help the fact that I've learned how to terraform using world edit, and I think I'll be using this from now on to, you know, work on creative projects or whatever on my own time. I've tried making this tree using solely out of world edit, and it does look like a tree you would see in, like, you know, a voxel game. Well, this definitely has an art style to it. This is a particular style of tree that it would work in certain circumstances. This right here, I figured out that there was a forest brush. Did not work at all. And then here are the few attempts that I've made. This one was the one that I've made of the custom tree. That was me trying to figure out how to make a spruce tree. Doesn't work that well. Then this right here was actually my first ever attempt at doing this again, and it turned out to be a much more, well, a very big coat hanger. This is the giant tree that I removed all the leaves in. I shouldn't have done that, but you know, it looks like a really huge dead sapling. Over here, I tried to make a sideways tree, but I didn't know how to get that exact shape, so I didn't want to just do this. Although this was going to be one of the trees that I wanted to build, but it didn't look good enough. It just looks like a huge broccoli sticking out. This is going to be the wall design that we're going to be working with. Originally, I was going to do this one because I wanted to stray away from Season 2, but I kept building it, and it looks good, but I don't think it's, like, varied enough. It looks too uniform, and I kind of don't like that shape. So I tried experimenting with this, and I was wondering, I wonder why this wasn't looking too good as from before. So I had to go back and watch one of my Season 2 videos, and I decided that I forgot that I had to alternate every now and then, and this is what it's going to look like. Of course, everyone knows the whole stripped spruce log layout, having 2 and 3 and 1, just alternating every now and then with different heights, with fence posts on top. But here, I'll finally show you what it looks like, what I meant to do in Season 2. We're going to have cobblestone around the walls, and then vines and lanterns decorating the place, so we can light up the place and still make it look nice. However, I did not go and grind for either leaves or cobblestone for this wall, so we're only going to use the spruce logs that we have for this episode and build as much as we can. Anyways, let's go back to the creative world. Wait, this is the creative world. Let's go back to the survival world. Feel like what I did with the transition there? Yeah, I didn't just do a normal crossfade. I did some cool transition again. Anyways, I'm low on rockets and food, so let's quickly restock that, and we can go try to figure out how do we make this wall. This time, the wall isn't going to be as big as Season 2. Sorry, my English died for a second. If we just quickly fly up, we don't have much of a area to cover a lot this time. We only need to go around this area, and we're going to, I guess we're going to add to the wall here as well, right here. We're just going to go around this area, behind this tree, around, up. We're not going to wall the mountain, because that is a natural wall, and I kind of want to have that incorporated. Go back from here, and then continue the wall all the way around here. The reason why I wanted to have a wall is because, you know, you guys see this, right? This beautiful little area with a nice hill-like wall, I guess that you would say that, to block off the main base from the outside. About that. Yeah, I did the thing, guys. I didn't finish building this thing. No one checks the back of here anyway, so if this is never looked upon, why build it in the first place? Also, okay, now that we got rid of the threat, let's go ahead and go back and get our logs. We're going to another speed lapse. Whoa, that's a whole different word. Sure, let's call it that from now on. Let's call it that from every single episode from now on. Let's do a speed lapse from this, and we're going to see how far we can build just by using the script. Guys, my English is not working together. I don't know what's going on. It's been a while. I feel like this happens every episode, and it's happening again. Oh. Anyways, let's just go into the time lapse. Oh, I forgot to start. This surprisingly did not take that much logs than I expected. We basically almost used up an entire shulker box worth of spruce logs. And I thought 5 was going to be too little. Thankfully, it did not take us half the entire season just to get this wall done. It only took us 1 episode. That is great progress when it comes to building a wall. I mean, sure, it's not stripped. I'll do this off camera or something. Currently, this is as far as I'm going to go for this episode. I think next time we're going to probably strip all these stripped logs. Sorry, my English is still broken, even after trying to watch Ace Attorney on my computer. I'm going to strip these oak logs off camera, but we're going to work on the rocks, the cobblestone, the vines, and the lanterns on these walls. We're going to add some decoration that isn't life. Basically, we're going to add wheelbarrows or benches over here. Anything that will work for our base. I mean, this is a medieval looking area, and we need something that will fit that vibe. But I don't want to stick with just medieval as in, you know, like Europe. I want to see what I can add that will also tie in nicely for this underground area for our base. Because remember, this entire base is split into two halves. The first half, which is a nice looking village, and then the slum-like area down here. Oh no, now that I've realized it. Here, let me give you a slight spoiler for you guys. We're going to be using mud bricks for the bottom part, and I think it's not that easy to really make efficiently. Everything's manual work, so we're gonna have to figure out how to make a nice farm for it. But for now, that's gonna be a different issue for me later. What I do need to improve is my English skills, but thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, and leave down a comment below of what type of what type of decoration you would like to see added to this space. And remember, always have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!